Welcome to Boozing, Ballin', Fantasy Football Shaking.
Not stirred.
That pop's got to be a thing, right? I'm
Is
Todd
this-
Webb,
I'm DK.
and tonight's inspiration comes in the form of Green River
Green
Kentucky Straight
River.
Bourbon Whiskey, one of their lineup of like 6 or 7 different ones.
Can honestly say I've never had it.
I've never had a Green River. I've been wanting to. I see a lot of it online. I've been wanting to try one, and I was going through the liquor store today on my lunch break.
On your lunch break.
Came across. I love that. It's got a good pop to
You
it.
have to go to the liquor store on your lunch break?
Went to my own
What kind
company.
of job do you have?
I work for myself. But this is Kentucky's 10th oldest distillery in Owensboro. This is like 70%. What is this? 70% corn, 21% rye, 9% malted barley, 90 proof. And I'll tell you what, just start a little bit of it in here before I go to my QB. It is good.
Sounds like it would be good on the old palate.
It's nice. Well, unfortunately, you weren't able to get to the liquor store. This is going to be a one-way rating. You just had a baby.
Life is crazy right now for me.
Like a blink of an eye ago, you had a baby.
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster ride for sure.
Congratulations!
He's still in the NICU right now, so.
Yeah, so you don't have a lot of free time, so we're going with something that Negative. I had and I wanted to get. So I was like, I'm picking this up. Got this hair going on.
We'll have to figure something out. But anyway, let's get on to some fantasy football, man. What kind of FTNF shit is going on around here?
FTNF. I'll tell you. Okay, first of all, fantasy-wise, I'm not that mad. The people that I expected to performed. Like, it wasn't a great game, but like the people that you expected to do well did well.
5 field goals. 5.
Right.
God,
I mean, Neighbor still had a good game. Wendell Robinson had a good game.
And then Vegas hit the button and was like, yo, miss the field goals so that we can keep the spread and all the money.
I don't know, it was, and then Lamb had a good game. Rico Dwaddle had a good game, I called that out for a parlay. Like, I think it's shifting to him. And I was mad at Kendra. Like, Kendra in the league, she picked him up as like a backup running back. I think he's going to move in to be startable soon.
He's getting close. He's definitely flex worthy right now in like 12-man leagues for sure.
If he's in the waiver, go get him. I doubt he is. But then Singletary,
there's no way.
Singletary didn't perform, but you kind of expected that because the Cowboys have a good front seven.
Yeah,
so
Parsons hurt. That's a big one.
That's the FTNF.
Yeah,
Parsons getting hurt, and
let's hope Neighbors' concussion is just mild. He can get back. He does have 10 days.
Back screen.
So yeah, that took what, like 10 minutes? Not even.
That's my thing.
What are we, 3 minutes in?
Yeah, Neighbors will be back quicker, and they have a 10-day window. I mean, thank God it was Thursday night. He might be back as soon as next week.
Yeah, let's hope. I mean, he had a great game. Just couldn't get his feet down on that last one.
He's really looking good.
Keep that game going. So
he is really looking good, despite Daniel Jones.
Dude, he's right up there with Pukanuka, our boy, with the old rookie records.
Yeah, he's moving. But then Micah Parsons, high ankle sprain. So
yeah,
that's what is that? Not like a 3 to 6 or 2 to 4, something like that.
However, I will say if you have him in an IDP league for whatever reason, you're actually glad he's hurt because he hasn't scored shit this year. I don't know what happened to Micah Parsons. He's just not finishing plays. I don't know. He's there. They talk about him all game long. But then you look it up and he only has like 3 tackles. It's like, wait, what the hell? All they did was talk about Micah Parsons all night, but he didn't do anything.
He gets a lot of assisted, I think. And
I know, but you don't score points for that in fantasy football.
IDP's been a tough position to fill. If you play in fantasy with an IDP, it's been a tough year so far.
Not having a great year. It's been a weird NFL season so far, people. But hold on, don't panic. Don't panic. It's the saying of the year, 2024. # don't panic.
At some point, it's going to flip and be completely normal for a few weeks and then go weird again, like it always
and then
does.
Everybody will get hurt, and then it'll be like, holy shit. That's why I've just been holding on to that number 1 waiver.
Until you need it. Until you take that major injury. Like someone like Jordan Mason getting hurt, then Isaac Rendo becomes a beast.
Yeah, and he's probably gotten dropped at this point because everybody's like, oh, well, Jordan Mason's the guy. So,
yeah, I almost dropped him, not going to lie.
I know, but you've called it to this point, though. You've called it. So all it takes is 1 injury right now, and he does shoot up boards big time.
And he becomes real good trade bait if you got him.
Fuck yeah.
Black screen.
I'm just gonna let it go at this point. Fuck it.
So I get the the Bengals 0-3, but like shouldn't really be 0-3, but are like, do they stand any chance of getting in the playoffs?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
It's
I've seen it
slim,
happen.
but they've
It's
got to rattle them off.
Yeah. I mean, they need to do it now. Time to stop fucking around. If not, I think you got to fire Zach Taylor.
I would agree.
I don't see how you get anything done with that roster at this point. But we'll see. They got a hard schedule coming up. They better win a couple of them, or it's going to get dark real quick. There,
They need to bang out a couple wins in a row and try. I mean, luckily they got the Panthers, so they should easily win that. But
Well, and you got guys trying to get paid, and it's like, how am I going to pay you if you're 0-3? Joe Burrow does not look like a top paid quarterback in the league. I'm sorry.
him and Trevor Lawrence both look overpaid right now.
Fuck yes. It's not even close.
And I really was had a I wanted T-Law to have a good year. I really did. I thought it was going to be a
banking
year.
on it. You were banking on it too.
I took a lot of T-Law thinking that this was going to be a year. I took a risk. Well, that happens. Whatever. Fuck me.
I will say Daniel Jones did not look terrible in that Thursday night game. They just looked awful in the red zone. But I'm not allowed to talk what I see with my fucking eyes.
He looks goofy as shit under that helmet too. He looks lost, scared, and almost like he's blind in his left eye.
So he's Eli Manning. Okay, got it.
Oh my god. Yeah, they went from Eli Manning to Eli Manning. Like, how can anybody be more Eli Manning than Eli Manning? Daniel Jones can.
So he did it. He took care of that shit, didn't he?
He's like, Eli, hold my beer. All right, let's move on to our sit starts this week. We might get more than 4 in, depending how quick we go. So,
I like it.
Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first? I'll let you pick.
I think the Green Bay Minnesota game is going to blow up this week offensively. Not sure, just a gut feeling here on this one. So my starts are Jordan Addison coming back healthy. I think he's going to give you a big game coming right out the gate. I don't think you need to wait on him at all. Get him in your flex position.
Jordan Addison as a start.
Yep. If you're
in a division shootout.
Minnesota, Green Bay. And same thing with Jaden. Wow. Almost went Jalen there. Jaden Reed on the other side of the football. I think he's due for a big one too. I think he's going to take one to the house from like 45 yards out, getting a handoff.
It's not Love again. It's Malik Willis again, right?
Yeah, that's fine. Doesn't matter.
I know Love's a lot closer than we expected him to be, but I like it. I think Reed needs to.
He does his damage on the ground too, and I think they need to give Jacobs needs a little bit of a workload dialed back a little bit. So
as much as I like those receivers, I think Reed definitely should be the number one receiver on that team.
I think
in any given week,
talent-wise, he is. We'll see how they scheme it up. Both of my guys are obviously flex plays. I don't see them many of us. I wouldn't go as far as a wide receiver too. If you're reaching down there, you're probably in trouble this week.
Yeah, I aim for most of my choices. I aim to be mostly flex as far as receiver. Yeah. Running back, the pool's so shallow. I say RB2s.
Yeah, as far as your wide receiver too, I'm hammering your Nico Collins this week. Your DK Metcalfs of the world. They both have some great matchups, and they're both on fire. So
and Tank Dell's out.
Tank Dell's banged up.
More targets for Nico.
So I'm thinking Nico, ride your horses this week with Nico and DK, literally. And
right, I'll put those two in.
Score 20 points plus.
I'll put those two in your target. That'll give you, 4 starts this week? I'll just
which one? You want more? You want more?
So those are 4 flex wide receiver 2 likers. Okay, you want to hear one of mine? Just one of them, I guess. Fine. All right, let's go to the sits. No. My first start, I'll stick in wide receiver since you went a lot of wide receiver. I'll go one. I like Deontay Johnson. I like him because Adam Thielen's not there, and last week the Red Rocket got him 14 targets, and throughout his whole career he's been a target monster. So I don't know. I have a good feeling about him against Cincinnati because I think Cincinnati's going to put up some points this week.
I can't hate the logic. I've been burnt on Deontay a bunch of times, so he always makes me nervous. Put him in the lineup.
He's the eternal pissed off starter.
And it still is Andy Dalton. Let's not act like Andy Dalton's all of a sudden Dan Marino again.
Just because he went for 300 and 3 touchdowns last week. No, but I think that shows you that there's more talent. There's more talent in Carolina than is on pace. I mean, they got some decent talent. They just have their lines both ways suck. Their defense is booty.
It goes back to what do you do with Bryce Young? But that can be another episode.
We need a whole hour to that.
That could be a whole segment.
Problem
Yeah,
is, he's the exact opposite of like sell high right now. Like they're gonna try and sell him low. So
yeah.
you're doing the exact opposite of what any trade strategy you want to do.
I would be buying in probably right now if I was a team in need, just to see what the hell. Maybe he comes over and gets me a spark, but it might be over for Bryce Young, and he might go down as the worst number one overall pick of all time simply because of what they gave up to get him.
Ryan Leaf.
It's
Deont
close, dude.
is close.
But Bryce
He's
Young
getting there.
might go down in that category with the Jamarcus Russells of the world. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he has to get that second opportunity, but all right. So I'm going Deontay Johnson. Then I'm going to throw some running backs since we haven't decided to start any running backs yet. And I love Najee Harris against Indy.
Yeah,
They're giving the Colts allow running backs a lot of fantasy points, and then Warren's out.
yeah. Jalen Warren being out is huge for Najee. He might actually get some targets. I will give you a spot spot, la la la, spot start. Cordell Patterson with Jalen Warren being out might sneak into the end zone this week if you're looking desperate in a deeper
Maybe
league.
something goal line because Harris is going to really benefit from the passing game to the running back. I see him getting 6 targets this week.
Yep, I can see Cordell Patterson and getting into the end zone this week, and that's my stupid bet of the week.
Way out of left field.
Yeah, yep.
I'll give you one more running back while we're doing this real quick, and I'm going Brian Robinson Jr. Same reason.
Ooh, I love that
Eckler's
pick.
out.
I love that pick.
And Arizona notoriously has a bad front seven, so he's
going to
score points.
He's going to eat this week for sure.
Yeah, and I like on the other side. I like Connor too against Washington, James Conner. But yeah, I'm saying as running back Harris and Brian Robinson Jr. just because their counterparts are out and they get workhorse work. So they're workhorse work against shitty defenses.
And what do we say?
Could be better.
In fantasy, volume is king.
Volume and targets. Touches and targets.
I'm going to make that as corny as possible every time. That's absolutely right.
Volume is king. All right. Let's hit with some sits. And I know that you got one that pains the hell out of you a sit.
My sit is J.K. Dobbins. And it's only because the Chiefs have been absolutely stingy against the run. So unless he sneaks out on a screen, takes one to the house, which is always possible with my man Dobbins. I just don't see it this week.
And Herbert's banged up
last
still.
Week too, and I think he was right, and he hadn't seen the same.
Last week he came back down to earth a little bit, like back down to reality. But Kansas City's given up the 4th fewest points to running backs.
Yeah, big time.
And Justin Herbert is banged up, and I think they're going to be playing from behind.
Yeah, so the whole offense is not going to be good this week.
Maybe start the receivers, but I don't love anybody other than maybe Quentin Johnston because in the red zone he's a big target. So
if they even make it to the red zone,
play the kicker for the Chargers.
Then they're going to be like, offensive pass interference, sir. They didn't even throw the ball. Doesn't matter. It's offensive pass interference.
We haven't even got out of the huddle yet. Give me another starter. Another sit. Someone you don't love.
Somebody I don't love. I'm going to go Ramondre Stevenson this week. I know the San Francisco 49ers have been giving up defense, decent running.
Oh, wait, I made you go 2 in a row. I feel so bad about that.
That's fine. It is what it is. But going
Ramondre Stevenson, though, I'm so torn on him.
I know. I'm torn on it, too, but I hate playing guys that have to travel to the West Coast. East Coast teams going to the West Coast, having to play.
You don't think he bounces back this?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I'm torn if I start him in my flex or not this week.
If you're in a situation where you have to,
him or Jerry Jeudy. Him or Jerry Jeudy.
I am not looking. Oh, dude.
In your flex, Jerry Jeudy.
I guess you almost have to. I'd go him. He's just because again, volume is king. I can't say volume is king and then say don't go. I have to say Stevenson.
Right, especially since the Raiders have benched their entire starting lineup. The Browns might have a lead, so they might just go to a run game early. Maybe Jerome Ford has a nice volume week, but so Stevenson with that. But still, I'm weary. Unless you have to, like an option like that, sit Stevenson. I'm fine with that. Two of mine, I was going to say J.K. Dobbins, but I'm going Charbonnet because, first of all, you don't know what Walker's status is. So unless you have another option, they play Monday night. So it's a little bit of a risk to put him in your lineup Sunday, and then you find out Walker's going to play, and he gets more snaps than you expect. Plus,
Just takes you right away.
Detroit's defense has been great this year. So it's not a great matchup to start with. I think unless you have like Montgomery or someone else you could pop in, which even Montgomery you're already going to have in above him on Monday night. I don't think you risk going through Sunday and then find out Walker's going to play and then it's 50-50 timeshare.
I'm with it. Yeah, no, I think they're going to rely on Geno Smith and his arm because he's been playing good football again this season.
That's one of those. Geno Smith makes me choke. Weird.
Whoa.
So that's another one of those quarterbacks that kind of like journeyman and then all of a sudden found it back. Him and Sam Darnold. What the hell?
Showing Bryce Young that there's still hope.
There's still hope, Trey Lance. There's still hope.
Maybe not for him.
Maybe not for him. I don't know. Is Bryce Young that much worse than Trey Lance ended up being? I mean, Trey Lance got more work. He didn't get benched that quick. But I don't think that Trey Lance is like a leap and bound above
I don't know.
Bryce Young.
That's a good question because Trey Lance never really got a chance to like show what he can do either. He got hurt and then never got a job.
Remember in the offseason that argument, I think we talked about if you swap C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young's placement, Houston to Carolina, like we talked about in the offseason. And it's showing now, like, yeah, C.J. Stroud would have been a stud in that offense too.
The fact that Bryce Young has to jump to throw over some of those linemen.
Kyler Murray's the same way, but better. That's the difference.
Well,
Kyler Murray's small.
But Kyler Murray's also way better athlete than Bryce Young is.
Definitely. Way better just all-around athlete.
Yeah, he's so much faster, and I don't know.
I'll say this, though.
It looks grim for Bryce Young.
If
but
that
let's not talk about
if that Carolina offense stunts Jonathan Brooks coming back, it's going to piss me off.
I know, you're all in on him.
I've been wasting a bench spot in 9 of 12 leagues with him on my damn bench.
You are fucking... Well, Chubba Hubbard went huge with the Red Rocket in there.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you another.
I didn't even try that one. That was just. I gave you that one for free.
It just flows out of your mouth.
That just.
So you gave me 2 sits. I'm going to give you another sit. This is a little controversial. Not controversial, but it's hard to say. But sit Garrett Wilson against Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Surtain. Surtain's good. He's good anyway.
Yes.
But this year.
Did the same thing to Mike Evans last week because we had that right here on this channel.
Yeah.
And same thing. Oh, sit your people against Patrick Surtain because he is a dude.
And this year he's been playing shutdown corner work. Like he's been so far through 3 weeks. I think it might be the best shutdown, one of his best shutdown years so far.
He may be the best corner in football this year. Right now.
Sauce is still. Sauce has been giving up though, but
yeah, I was gonna say as far as like just taking the best guy on the other team and shutting him down, like.
But I think if you have another option, I mean, like people like I know
he's definitely on the first team this year. At this point in the season,
he's having a good year, which is awesome. Do you want to throw in another sit? You got another sit? I got one.
I don't. It's been a short week for me.
Okay, so. Not really a sit is, and I hate this because I'm a lot invested in him too. I'm going to throw a couple more at you. Rachaad White for 2 reasons. It's the Eagles defense, and look what they did to Alvin Kamara.
Yep.
And everyone keeps talking about Bucky Irving.
Yeah. I was just
Is he really going to take it over, or is it going to be – it's tough to see 100%.
If Bucky White hasn't looked like a shell of himself to date.
He looks off this year.
Yeah. I would say no. There's no way he dethrones him if he looked like the Rachaad White of last year. But if he doesn't find that Rachaad White from last year.
He needs a game.
Then, yeah, he's going to lose his job soon if he doesn't get – like, that's what happens in the NFL, sir. You can't just coast. You better get your ass working. Now, granted, again, it's early. Got to give him a chance. He's still a dude.
Well, yeah, he's going to lose that chance, though.
But he might lose it if he don't get the step in his step.
I like Rachaad White. He's not the best running back. Like Bucky Irving is a better running back who can catch. Rachaad White's definitely better of a receiving back, and I think that his versatility is still a little bit above Bucky Irving's just because you can put him out wide a lot easier if you need to. Right. And I think that he reminded me so much when he stands and runs like a lighter Le'Veon Bell.
Okay.
When I watch him in the backfield, the way that he stands and approaches the plays. But Le'Veon Bell, and I say lighter because Le'Veon Bell could run through the tackles a lot better. More Bucky Irving-like than Rachaad White, but Rachaad White's a better receiver. So my fear is they're gonna end up in a committee.
Yeah, I think you're almost there already, and
And
yeah,
that's why, like, now against a good defensive front seven like the Eagles defense, now their secondary not as good. Mike Evans, play fucking Mike
yeah,
Evans,
I'd go as far
but
to say that Rashad White is a bench candidate until he proves that he can do it again.
yeah, he's close. Not as bad as Zamir White though.
No, not even close as Zamir
Zamir
White.
White is droppable,
Just
but you
about.
don't pick up Madison.
No, what do you do with that?
You
I
just don't
think there's
touch him.
only two people that you can start on that entire offense, and that's Devontae Adams, who is surprisingly out this week.
Hams,
So is Jacoby
Winston,
Myers a start? Like, do you risk that?
and you're gonna love it because I do have actually Jacoby Myers on a couple teams,
Yeah, are
and
you playing?
someone offered me a trade for him before the season started, just as like a filler piece
Yeah,
to get me some other players, and I'm like, I don't know why, but
I
I don't feel
wouldn't,
bad
because what
about him.
happens if they trade Devontae Adams and he becomes the number one there, and he's
Well,
an
he's
instant
already getting
flex play?
fantasy points every
I
week.
know,
He's
that's what
been
I'm saying.
getting, what is he at?
And if he's the guy, like, he's going to be a flex play every single week.
Right? Where you at? You
How can he not be? Because what did we say? Volume is king.
targets and touches. MU. Come here, Jacoby.
It's
Jacoby.
probably what, like wide receiver 23 right now, I would guess. Four.
26.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he had 9.6, 6.9, 21, 3 targets, 5 targets, 9 targets. Never a great target share, but he's efficient. He was wide receiver 9 last week. So I think, I mean, he can't take a number one corner like Devontae Adams can, but he's still like interesting enough to like keep. He's less droppable than Zamir White. Let's just put it that way, and that's
Yeah.
freaking
100.
weird.
That is really crazy to hear you say.
All right, one more sit, and then we'll move on. We'll pick our teams. But
Hit me with it.
I'm sitting Anthony Richardson. I know we don't do quarterbacks a lot, but I'm sitting Anthony Richardson this week.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh's defense has been good.
TJ
Like,
Watt might hurt him
like
holding
it.
on to the ball.
I mean, he's been very inconsistent, and with his passing and his running, like it's funny. Week one, he wants to be a running quarterback. Now he wants to like back it off a little bit. Like I like him. I think he's got talent. I think he still has a lot of polishing to do. But against Pittsburgh, for some damn reason, is like, hey, Roger Goodell, we want to take advantage of the first 8 weeks because you royally thus on the last 8 weeks.
Right.
I don't know. Their defense is playing good enough where I'm a little hesitant on if you got another option, bench Anthony Richardson
Oh,
this
man,
week.
I have not liked the way Anthony Richardson has been playing football the last couple games. Thank God that Jonathan Taylor's on that offense, or that team would be in trouble this year. I just don't like the way the guy's playing.
Not even
But
Zach Moss could have saved him.
the talent is there. I mean, you see those. Yeah, no, not even. The talent's there. You see the throws, the big throws where he's off his back foot and hits Pierce or something deep. But until he starts getting a little bit more quick with his decisions and making better decisions overall, we're in trouble in Indy.
Yeah, and if we're going to talk about it, like there's a lot of talented receivers on that roster.
Josh Downs,
Pittman, A.D. Mitchell.
Mitchell's just looking very good in camp. Now all of a sudden, not so well.
Yeah, the
But
other
he's
dude.
open.
What's
He's
his
just getting
freaking
missed.
name? The other receiver starts with an A. They got 4 decent receivers, a good
Alec
running
Pierce
back.
is there. Alec Pierce
Alec
is
Pierce,
a dude,
that's the
man.
one.
He's been
Like
playing
Alec
really
Pierce
well.
in my opinion, he's the 4th best receiver on that team,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
And then
So
you've
like,
got Jonathan Taylor. The offensive line could use a little bit
I think if
of fine tuning, but I don't say they're bad. I mean,
I think it would be better. He would be better behind a better offensive line. Like if he had a little more time, he's just not polished enough to get through the reads. Like I say about Jalen Hurts too. If Jalen Hurts didn't have the Eagles' offensive line, he'd be in a lot of trouble because
yeah,
they have their read, they have the play to check down the second, third receiver. Not quick enough. And I think if Anthony Richardson learns that, he's going to be really damn dangerous because
yeah.
Lamar got a lot better at that over the years.
I was just getting ready to say that Anthony Richardson 2 years from now is probably going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league, but I think there's going to be some growing pains getting him to
And
that
they
level.
got to stick with him. The coaches have got to want to.
Absolutely.
They got to
'Cause
bring on.
he does have those moments where it's just like,
It's you look at you're like, okay,
what the fuck
yeah,
was that?
falling backwards, throws it behind his back 80 yards.
Exactly.
It's
Right on the money.
definitely it's entertaining to watch.
Fuck
All
yeah.
right,
And he's
let's
massive.
move on.
We gotta like big QBs.
I do. I hate little QBs. You know that as much as crap as I give Kyler. All right, so let's pick our teams for the battle for the tattoo, and I am a happy little boy because my Jaden Daniels start ended up really trumping just your team. So I ended up scoring 79.26 points this week to your 56.58, bringing
Whoa,
our new totals to
not used to that. I think you cheated.
182.58 to
I think you cheated.
176.32. And if I look at it, I have definitely dipped more than you so far, so I'm feeling good about getting you your first hit.
It's going right here.
That's where it's going. You can do me too. No, I don't. Mine are already taken. All right, I'm gonna let you go first since I think that whoever scores more that week, the other person goes first. So you get your
Sounds
first
good.
choice of player. I'm gonna jot it down right here.
I'm going with Reed from the Green Bay Packers.
Hold on, I can't spell that.
R-E-E-E.
Sorry. Green River.
E-E-D.
I said it right
Green
on the court.
Acres is a place to be.
If I spilled that shit, this Green River, I'll tell you this before I pick Jaden Reed. I heard it. I have heard a lot of good reviews about Green River. I have yet to have one, and I like it a lot. Holy shit, that was a big pour.
Yeah, it was.
That's a half a Stromboli in my belly. Fall asleep, wake up with acid reflux type of night. Okay, so you went.
That sounds like it's gonna burn from deep.
Just embrace the suck. So you went wide receiver first. I'm gonna go running back first. And I'm gonna take Brian Robinson Jr. One of my starts. I love it. I'm good about it. I got to take him.
I like it.
So you are up next with quarterback or running back.
Since you went running back, I'm going to go ahead and go CJ Stroud this week against Jacksonville.
See, I thought you asked me if you took him just to know. I like him against Jackson. Oh, I should take T-Law just to make that fun and make it a dumb bet of the week.
I wouldn't do that. Houston's defense is pretty good in Houston.
Houston's defense is good, but he's one of those ones. I'm going to bench him this week.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying that. Because as soon as I put that blonde-haired sunshine MFer on my bench,
he gets like 3 rushing touchdowns this week.
Bastard's going to get 38 points this week.
Yep, 2 rushing touchdowns.
He's going to run for one, throw a screen pass to ETN for 45 plus, and then throw one to Christian Kirk and Strange, the backup quarterback. It's not Strange, but I call him Strange.
All because they get down like 34-0 and then just make this like crazy comeback.
Like, it's really stupid strategy right now, but I feel like because I said all that, like if I don't start him and he does do that, I will quit the whole podcast. Done.
Yeah, just burn it down.
Shit. Okay, damn it, I might have to go with him.
Are you going? You're going T-Law right now? That's awesome.
No, I'm gonna pick my wide receiver first. Just okay. I gotta need some time to process.
Brian Thomas.
No, Evan Ingram's backup, Brian Strange, whatever his name is. I like him as a
Strong.
He dropped an early easy early ball last week, and I was a little bit worried about him. But they were looking at him in the end zone. I think he could have a good week, but that's the tight end. I'm going Roma Dunze.
Ooh.
Because he was also on my start list.
Left field.
The Rams have given up the most yards to receivers yet this year.
I like it.
And the connection between him and rookie-to-rookie connection, that rookie-to-rookie connection sometimes is always, awesome.
I also like Cole Kmet this week if we're talking tight ends in this. That is a
good call. I'm gonna take Roma Dunze just because that connection's there, and I like it against a team that's giving him up.
I like it. Well, I got to go big, and I'm going to take this guy before he gets hurt. I don't want to speak this into existence by any means, but I have a weird sneaking suspicion like my fantasy seasons are going to take a big turn. So I'm going to use this guy this week. I'm going Saquon Barkley this week.
You did, because I used him last week. I knew. I hope he does not do. I thought you were going to say Breece Hall. I wrote Hall.
Oh, yeah. No. Well, I thought I already used Breece Hall. I could be wrong. But I'm going Saquon just because I think he's going to have a big week.
You didn't use Breece Hall yet.
They're going to continue to ride the shit out of him, and I'm afraid that he might not be able to handle that kind of workload. So I'm going to get it out the way.
I'm very torn on quarterback now.
Breaking the law.
I'm going to take him because I do feel like he's due a week, and it's going to happen this week. I'm going to take Trevor Lawrence
breaking T-Law.
I don't know if this is not the most confident. I was going to take Andy Dalton
this
week,
No way
but
you are not going to take
I
Andy
was going to
Dalton.
take him as one of my starts. I like Andy Dalton. Oh my god, Andy Dalton against Cincinnati. I think it's going to be over under
Is that a revenge
58
game?
points.
That's where Dalton played his career, right? The Red
Where?
Rocket played in
Yeah, he played in
Cincy.
Cincy for a while. So I think they're going to throw. I think it's over under 58 and a half points. I don't know what it is. I'm saying my over 58 and a half. But I'm
Jesus,
going to
that's
take
big time.
T-Law. I think they're gonna fucking throw. Chase Brown has a big game too.
I like it.
T Law, Stroud, Barkley, Reed, T Law, Brian Robinson Jr., and Roma Dunze. I know you can't rate this Green River, but this stuff is good, and I'm apparently gonna stay up and watch Deadpool again.
I wish I was there,
Come
like
over.
usual.
Come here. Come here.
Yeah, I wish I
Do
could.
it.
I gotta take my
Hey,
wife back to the hospital in the morning.
Puka report before we end this session is
Ooh,
he's been running on the side field. Oh, we gotta get Puka back.
dude, I cannot wait
When
for some
Puka comes
Puka.
back, we're both wearing our Puka Nuka shirts, and we're gonna it's got to be a
We
whole
might,
like celebration to it.
we
Make
will
it
drink
make it
champagne
weird.
that episode
Yeah, yes.
with our shirts.
Puka Nuka shirt, champagne, just yeah. All
All
right,
right,
so we can't do it. We can't do a single rating, show rating. You will try this, but I'll say this Green River is really good. It is.
based off of the way it looks, I'm giving it like a 74.
That's actually a very accurate because I would say the drinkability. It's very smooth. When you smell it, it tastes. It's like a like warm spices. Like it's warm
Ooh,
and a little like you feel the tingle in your nose.
what about your balls? Do you feel it in your balls?
I always
Tuck
feel
your
my ball.
nuts.
A glass of whiskey in my hands makes my balls tingle every time.
I like it.
The drinkability is good. It's really like lightweight. It does linger, but like the linger is just like you feel it there. You don't like linger a taste in your mouth. It just kind of hangs on your tongue for a while. So drinkability, I'm gonna put it at not as
It's very
high.
sexual.
At a 7. What?
That was very sexual.
Well, bourbon is sexual. Look, I swallowed. Take note,
Ooh.
women. Uh Drinkability 71 because if you don't like the linger, it's gonna bother you. The price is good, but taste, I'm gonna go at like a 70. I like it a lot. I told you that when I first sipped that first one.
Mm.
I'm gonna go taste wise like a 77.
Ooh.
It's got a great taste, but the lingering at the end kills me to a
Wow.
71. So
That's
for
a
my medium, what is that? A 74?
that takes the new top spot on Booze and Ballin'
That's a
flavor
74
rating.
for that if need be. Which I got to write this down with not a real pencil on that thing, but I'll write it down then. Dude, I can't wait for you to come over and have this. You got to pop over next week and have this, even tomorrow if you want
Oh,
to.
dude, just trying to get my son out of the hospital at the moment.
I can't wait to meet him.
I know, me too. I
All
can't
right,
wait to get him out of there and start taking care of that little son of a bee.
take care of the whole family.
All right, I appreciate you.
You're a Papa D.
Till our Tuesday recap.
Pukanuka.
Pukanuka.